Hi, my name is Adnan Hasbi and welcome to Funny Finance Guy. In today's episode, we'll talk about how to make passive income by teaching online. But before that, let us go back 15 years ago when I started in the financial industry. I'm sure many of us heard that back then, the most popular way of making passive income was stocks, bonds, and also investing in real estate. But beyond that, there are also other ways, which is writing your own book or making your own song. Every time when someone buys your song or buys your book, you will get money in the form of royalty. And how we make passive income via stock is that this stock has to pay you dividends on a yearly basis, while with regards to bonds, bonds tend to give you coupons on an annual basis or a semi-annual basis, while your real estate will give you rental. Having said that, today we live in a world where everything changes so quickly and technology changes so rapidly. I still remember maybe 30 years ago, there was mobile phones which were as big as suitcases where people had to carry them around. After maybe 5 or 10 years, then came the Nokia craze where everyone can afford a mobile phone. And fast forward another 10 more years came the smartphone revolution. Not only it gave us a lot of new things and new opportunities, but that also posed some threats in certain industries. So the opportunities which arise from smartphone is that a lot of young app developers started making their apps, and some of them kids making hundreds and thousands of dollars, and I still remember. Aside from that, a lot of companies in India which were good at coding, suddenly their work could be transmitted using the internet. And with this borderless system, we could access pockets of talents no matter where they are in this world. However, the threats that came with this is that a lot of jobs which was very relevant 10, 20 years ago is not so relevant today. For instance, maybe a person working in a manufacturing firm. And even in industries where we use a lot of our brain power, for instance, like the asset management industry or the investment industry, where you can even get a robot to do your investments. And instead of getting a real salesperson, you can actually even onboard someone using an app. So everything has changed so quickly. But with every change, there's always opportunity. And instead of focusing on the negative, I think it's more beneficial that we focus on the positive. And in today's topic, I shall discuss how we can make passive income by teaching. Amongst the questions that you may have are as follows, or at least when I first started the industry, I wanted to know these questions. Number one, how much does an online instructor earn? On the top side, the ones which I recently met, some of them earn as much as millions of dollars within being in the industry for about 2 years, which is a really good payout. But on the low end, which are instructors just like me, where I just started being more serious, I make not much of income at this point in time. But having said that, the earnings of instructor is two variables, I feel like. Number one, how popular is your course? And number two, how well you market your course. Like any business out there, it does not matter how saturated the field is, rather it's how you market your product and how you make it relevant to your clients. So I think in terms of how much of earnings one can get, we should always look at the best in the industry and try to be a bit better than that, I feel like. And your earnings basically is a function of how creative you are, I feel like. The next question is, where do you start, or where do I start? Basically, If you want to start, the best way to start would be teaching on YouTube first. And that's what I'm currently doing, where I make little slides, I have an idea, and I just talk over the slides. And the whole thing of it all is that if I teach well on one form, that can translate into teaching well on another platform. And another reason why I like YouTube is that YouTube has millions and millions of viewers. Assuming if you hit the right content at the right time, there will be a lot of demand for your particular content, which is a good thing. The next thing is, how do you start? For me, how I start is that I first start by giving a 1-minute content. It was really painful, to tell you the truth. I didn't have a script. I kept on recording myself over and over and over again. And at times I didn't know what my main point was. That really made me annoyed every time I made a video. Making a video without having a clear goal, not a good thing. So for this question, every time when you want to shoot content, make sure you have a clear goal in mind. Shoot it, edit it, and let it out, your content. And finally, when should you start? I will say start today. There is no better time than starting today. Remember, if you want to have results faster, you have to take action right now.